Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, welcome, hello, how are you? On Saturdays, we just talk about things that are on our minds. And well, let me just introduce myself. My name is Jennifer. This is my husband, Aaron. He comes and visits my channel occasionally. And
Go ahead.
likes to interject his opinion on things. And
Well then.
no, it's fine. But here on my channel, I do talk a lot about makeup, and also, as my channel name would suggest, I am agoraphobic. So I do talk about agoraphobic material and general mental health subjects, even though I am not a professional or anything like that. I just like to talk. So if you are interested in that, please consider subscribing and hitting the subscribe button and hitting that notification bell and setting it to all so that you are notified every time that I upload
A video.
a video. Yeah, he helps me out. So, today we wanted to talk about one of the TV shows we have been watching, a horror TV show called Squid Games. And no, we haven't finished
I
the
was
series.
surprised to find out that there are no squids in it, at least not so far,
If you're interested
False advertising.
in listening to us talk about that, even though we haven't finished the series, hang tight because we are getting right into it. Okay, and thank you for clicking on this video. It means a lot to us. And thank you for sticking around, even though you may or may not be interested in the topic that we are talking about. We are starting a new channel next month, and it is going to be a movie reviews channel.
We're still going to do this channel.
Yeah, this is my channel.
Yeah. Personally, I'm not planning to put a lot of work into the other channel. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding.
I will be doing all the editing and stuff in the other channel.
Because I don't know how to do that.
And if you're interested in that, we're mainly going to be reviewing horror movie and TV shows and the short. It's just the movie reviews channel, and it is linked down below if you want to go ahead and subscribe to it. Please feel free to. Our first review will be on the movie Antlers, which we are going to see next week. Like I said, we aren't going to be on, like Aaron said yesterday, we aren't going to be on the cutting edge of things.
I said yesterday? Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, you said that yesterday.
Reviewing last year's movies today.
Yeah. But if you just like to hear talk about movies and stuff like that, in general, we just do casual reviews and talk about it. We haven't seen like every horror movie out there or every movie out there. We aren't like fans of certain directors or anything like that. Although we do like Guillermo del Toro, which is why we want to go see this particular movie. And it's a chance for me to get out of the house. Some exposure therapy for me. But one thing we have been watching, and I've been avoiding watching horror shows or horror TV shows because they tend to give me anxiety. But part of my therapy is to start watching them again. So when I saw this show come up on Netflix and Aaron told me a little bit about it, it really piqued my interest and I wanted to see it. It is a South Korean horror TV show. It is in 9 episodes.
And it's the torrid, forbidden love affair between TV's SpongeBob and Squidward.
No.
Oh, it's not? Oh,
Why don't you tell
I really
him?
haven't been paying enough attention to it.
Why don't you tell him a little bit about what it's about?
So there's this guy and his daughter, and he wants to feed her some chicken, and he keeps watching horses and giving money to people, and then
He's in serious
and then
debt.
some guys shoot some people,
He's in serious debt with some loan sharks.
and then there's a song and dance number that will just bring tears to your eyes.
No, there's no song and dance in it.
But there could be. It could
Be
be
serious.
musical. It could be a musical. Okay, so it's a dystopian reality show-esque kind of thing about a bunch of people in a contest to the death, and the last person standing gets a bunch of money. Although it doesn't seem like they're showing it as a TV show, but it's got that sort of vibe to it, you know.
No, it's taking a bunch of people, like 456 people, who are seriously in debt, like up to their eyeballs. And some people are good people who just are in bad times, like the main character, who is a divorcee just trying to get his daughter back.
Yeah, but he's also a gambling addict, which doesn't really help, you know.
Well, he's into a lot of gambling, and he's in a lot of debt because he owes a lot of money to a lot of loan sharks.
And apparently in South Korea, all it takes to legally sign away the rights to your internal organs is a bloody thumbprint on a form. Who knew?
And he gets contacted by this evil corporation, so to say, to participate in this. Well, they get him to say, well, we'll give you a lot of money if you call this number. So he calls this number, and they pick him up, and they knock him out.
But first they play the slapping game.
Next thing he knows, he's in this room with 456 other people, and they've all got name tags with numbers on them, and he's number 456. And they tell them that they want to play 6 games with them, and they could win a lot of money. They don't tell them how much money exactly, but they say they can win a lot of money. So
They also don't tell them that when they get eliminated from the games, they get eliminated in the sense of eliminated from death,
yeah.
from life. Yeah.
So this kind of concerns a lot of people because the first game they play, which is red light, green light, about half of them get killed.
Which seems to be the intention, that about half of the people, you know, get eliminated in each game or so.
Yeah.
Which, you know, they'd have to ramp that up, I guess, toward the end, because that's not enough divisions, I don't think, to get 456 down to 2 or whatever. So, but
So
in general, let's review the math on this briefly.
So they take a vote. That it is in their waiver that they signed at the beginning that if the majority takes a vote and the majority wants to leave the games, they can. So after this first game, they're all kind of shocked at this, that if they don't play these games right, that they're going to get killed. So the majority agrees that they want to end the games. So they take them all back to their real lives. And most of them decide that their real lives are really not that great.
Like, I don't want to play this game. I want to go back home. And then they get back home and they're like, oh, I forgot that I'm in poverty and that people are going to come and steal my kidneys next Tuesday. Oh, yeah, right.
So most of them get a second chance to go back to the games. So most of the people, not all of them, but about 200 of them decide to go back into the games.
The exact number is critical to the plot.
And there's a subplot about a police officer looking for his brother, figures out he went into these games, so he sneaks in to these games. It's off on a remote island, so he sneaks into and pretends like he's one of these guards. All the guards are covered up, and they have these circles or triangles or squares on their faces.
All the guards have PlayStation controller symbols on their faces, which confused me quite a bit at the outset when I was seeing pictures and memes about it, because it's like, is this like a underground sales campaign for PS6? What is this?
So he beats up one of the guards and takes his uniform and sneaks his way into being one of the guards. So that's one of the subplots. And another one of the subplots is kind of the thugs of the group versus the good guys of the group. And so far, they've played like 3 games. And yeah, about each game, about half of them get eliminated. And in one scene, they have a big fight in their dormitory. And
Pillows go flying.
And the bad guys...
I'm sorry, did I say pillows? I meant blood spray.
Yeah, the bad guys hurt all the good guys. And there's another subplot where there's a doctor in the group who is...
Oh, did we say spoiler alert? Spoiler alert.
And there's another subplot where there's a doctor in the group who is harvesting organs for the guards. And there's this big overlord who is watching over everything. And they cremate all the dead people. And yeah.
Yeah.
It's not...
And all the henchmen wear pink hooded jumpsuits. You think that's not important, but it is.
And the last one that we watched, they were playing tug of war and then kind of left it at
Tug of war.
a cliffhanger.
What I want to see is this, the first thing that threw me a little bit about this is they tell you initially, I read about it, and things like, oh, the winner of the game, it's like, oh, they're in debt and stuff, so the winner is going to get 45.6 billion. I'm like, wow, that seems a little excessive. But then we find out it's 45.6 billion won. And it turns out that like 10,000 won is not like a particularly large sum of money. That's maybe like $20-$30 maybe.
So did you do the math?
Enough to buy you dinner, Because remember, he goes back and he gets that 10,000 won back from that girl, and it's like it's a tip, but it's not like it's a tip, and it's a generous tip. But it's not like a change your life amount of money. It's like, it's money to go out on, and
right.
And he's putting like 500 or something won bills into the claw game. Remember?
Yeah.
500 or 1,000. It doesn't seem like 1,000 because he didn't have that much. But at any rate, evil villain pro tip: if you're going to have a Death Fortress full of faceless minions, don't make the uniforms one size fits all. You don't need to make it any easier than you have to for somebody infiltrating your organization, to just, pull the stretchy thing off of the guard and slap it on, at least it should be like form-fitting, or something like that.
Why do you say that?
Because you're making it too easy for people to infiltrate your evil lair. I mean, unless that's what you're going for, in which case, go for it. But, it's like, those guys and like stormtroopers and stuff, it's like, also make sure that all you have to do is somebody has to grab the uniform and put it on, and nobody else is going to recognize them or notice that they don't belong there. Like, you're not Bob. It's like...
But this movie this TV series isn't anything groundbreaking or spectacular. Anything we haven't seen before.
It's in the vein of like, Battle Royale and Hunger Games and stuff like that about, except it's a big corporation. No, I don't know if it's even a corporation. It's basically just like this guy doing it for his amusement, as far as I can tell.
That's just as far as we can tell.
Yeah, it's just
like I said, we haven't seen the whole
just
thing.
some egomaniacal billionaire, playing with people's lives for fun, like Jeff Bezos, or Mark Zuckerberg, or Elon Musk. Any one of these people could be doing this right now, and we wouldn't know. There's plenty of remote islands,
So if you've seen all of it, let me know, but don't leave any spoilers.
Right. Even though we just gave you a bunch of spoilers.
Don't worry. When we start talking about it, I'll put major spoiler alert.
Yeah. Also, a fair amount of what we say is probably somewhat inaccurate too, because me especially, because I don't necessarily pay attention to all of it. I'm just
Yeah, I'm
listening
the
to it in
main
the
one
background.
watching it. He kind of listens to it in the background
Yeah,
and reads about it online. But I think it's very entertaining. I recommend it.
it's interesting. I like that it's a miniseries and it's not something that's going to drag on for like 6 seasons. Because they could have done that. What I want to see is I want to see the American reboot of this, where people play Hi Ho Cheerio to the death.
And it's called Squid Game because they play children's games. Like,
South
they play
Korean children's games, of
South
course.
Korean. Well, everybody's played red light, green light before.
Yeah, that's true.
And tug of war. But Squid Game is like a South Korean children's game. That,
Seems fairly complicated too.
yeah.
Something about there's this thing that looks like a squid, and some of the people are inside and some of them are outside, and there's pushing involved, and you can hop on one foot unless you do this thing, and then at the end everybody pushes everybody some more, and you have to jump on this thing. So,
Something like
yeah,
that.
something like that.
So,
What children's game would you think would be interesting to see played to the death? I think Red Rover would have a lot of promise.
yeah.
It's like ripping somebody's arms off at the shoulder, just charging through the line. Just, ah! Or hopscotch, but like, with landmines or something. Yeah, it's good stuff, yeah.
Okay, give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Again, if you've seen Squid Games, let us know down below if you liked it or not. Or if you have some kind of commentary on it that you want to share with us.
In the vein of the red light, green light one, where they just, if they do it wrong, they get shot, by the automatic systems or whatever.
Yeah.
They like do the same thing with the thing, but it's like Simon Says, like Simon Says, jump on one foot, jump on both feet. Oh, Simon didn't say it. Simon Says, get shot.
As far as the, killing goes, it's kind of shocking.
Yeah.
But
It's not like the most horrifying, disturbing thing that I've ever seen in my life, as several online reporters have said. Change you forever.
okay, we gotta wrap this up.
Yep.
Okay, leave us a big thumbs up. It's really easy. It only takes a second. Now it really helps out the channel. And also, check out our link for our new channel. It'll probably be a couple of weeks before we get our first video out. And yeah, I hope you are having, oh, what was that?
No.
We hope you're having a fantastic day, and that you continue to have a fantastic weekend or a week whenever you are watching this. And if you are not having a great day, we hope something comes along and sparks your day so that you can have a fabulous weekend or a week whenever you are watching this. And if you are having a particularly or an especially hard time, remember we are sending you the good vibes and hope that time heals.
Vibes are like this. This is the squid like this. Vibes, squid. Okay. I just want to make sure it's mixed up.
Just remember,
Not sending you squid vibes.
just remember to stay strong and stay healthy and stay safe. And we will see you hopefully tomorrow. We are doing our Halloween looks tomorrow. Hopefully they're not going to be anything too hard. But, yeah, check us out tomorrow. And just stay well until then. Okay, goodbye.